Ram Ram, everyone. Welcome back to Bal Kand, and this is Bal Kand part number 22. We're going to start with Doha 139. एक कलप एहि हेतु प्रभु लीन मनुज अवतार सुर रंजन सजन सुखद हरि भंजन भूपि भार. चौपाई. एहि विधि जन्म करम हरि केरे सुंदर सुखद विचित्र घनेरे कलप कलप प्रति प्रभु अवतरही चारु चरित नाना विधि करही. तब तब कथा मुनि सह गाई परम पुनीत प्रबंध बनाई विविध प्रसंग अनूप बखाने करही न सुनी आचरजु सयाने. हरि अनंत हरि कथा अनंता कहही सुनही बहुविधि सब संता. रामचंद्र के चरित सुहाय कल्प कोटि लगी जाहि न गाय. यह प्रसंग में कहा भवानी हरि माया मोहही मुनि ज्ञानी. प्रभु कौतुकी प्रणत हितकारी सेवत सुलभ सकल दुख हारी. नेक्स्ट वी हैव सौराथ 140. सुर नर मुनि को नाही जेहि न मोह माया प्रबल अस बिचारी मन माही भजिया महामाया पतिहि. चौपाई. अपर हेतु सुनी शैल कुमारी कहूँ विचित्र कथा विस्तारी. जेहि कारण अज अगुन अरूपा ब्रह्म भयु कोसलपुर भूपा. जो प्रभु विपिन फिरत तुम देखा बंधु समेत धरे मुनि बेशा. जासु चरित अवलोकी भवानी सती शरीर रहीहु बौरानी. अजहू न छाया मिटती तुम्हारी तासु चरित सुनु भ्रम रुजहारी. लीला कीन्ही जो तेहि अवतारा सो सब कही हो मति अनुसारा. भारद्वाज सुनी शंकर बानी सकुची सप्रेम उमा मुसुकानी. लगे बहुरी बरनई वृषकेतु सो अवतार भययु जेहि हेतु. नेक्स्ट वी हैव दोहा 141. सो मैं तुम सन कहूँ सबु सुनु मुनीस मन लाई. राम कथा कली मल हरनी मगन करनी सुहाई. नेक्स्ट वी हैव चौपाई. स्वयंभू मनु अरु सतरूपा जिह ते भय नर सृष्टि अनूपा. दंपति धर्म आचरण नीका अजहू गांव श्रुति जिह कय लीका. नृप उत्तन पाद सुत तासु ध्रुव हरि भगत भययु सुत जासु. लघु सुत नाम प्रिय व्रत ताही वेद पुराण प्रशंसही जाही. देवहूति पुनि तासु कुमारी जो मुनि करदम कै प्रिय नारी. आदिदेव प्रभु दीन दयाला जठर धरेयु जेहि कपिल कृपाला. सांख्य शास्त्र जिन प्रगट बखाना तत्व विचार निपुण भगवाना. तेहि मनु राज कीन बहुकाला प्रभु आयसु सब विधि प्रतिपाला. नेक्स्ट वी हैव द दोहा नंबर 142. होई न विषय विराग भवन बसत भा चौथपन. हृदय बहुत दुख लाग जन्म गयु हरि भगति बिनु. चौपाई. बरबस राज सुतही तब दीन्हा नारी समेत गवन बन कीन्हा. तीरथ बर नैमिष विख्याता अति पुनीत साधक सिद्धिदाता. बसही तहाँ मुनि सिद्ध समाजा तह हिय हर्षि चलयु मुनि राजा. पंथ जात सोहिहि मति धीरा ज्ञान भगति जनु धरे शरीरा. पहुँचे जाए धेनुमति तीरा हर्षि नहाने निर्मल नीरा. आय मिलन सिद्ध मुनि ज्ञानी धर्म धुरंधर नृप ऋषि जानी. जहाँ जहाँ तीरथ रहे सुहाए मुनिहन सकल सादर करवाए. कृस शरीर मुनि पट परिधाना सत समाज नित सुनहि पुराना. Next we have Doha 143. द्वादश अक्षर मंत्र पुनि जपहि सहित अनुराग, वासुदेव पद पंख रूह, दंपति मन अति लाग। चौपाई। करहि आकार साक फल कंदा, सुमिरहि ब्रह्म सच्चिदानंदा। पुनि हरि हेतु करन तप लागे, बारी आधार मूल फल त्यागे। उर अभिलाष निरंतर होई, देखिया नयन परम प्रभु सोई। अगुण अखंड अनंत अनादि, जेहि चिंत ही परमार्थ बादी। नेति नेति जेहि वेद निरूपा, निजानंद निरूपाधि अनुपा। शंभु बिरंची विष्णु भगवाना, उपजहि जासु अंश ते नाना। ऐसेयु प्रभु सेवक बस अहि, भगत हेतु लीला तनु गहई। जो यह बचन सत्य श्रुति भाषा, तो हमार पूजहि अभिलाषा। दोहा नंबर 144। एहि विधि बीते बरस शट सहस बारी आहार, संबत सप्त सहस्र पुनि रहे समीर आधार। चौपाई। बरस सहस 10 त्यागेऊ सोऊ, ढाड़े रहे एक पद दोऊ। विधि हर तप देखी अपारा, मुनि समीप आए बहुबारा। मागहु बर बहु भांति लुभाए, परम धीर नहीं चलहि चलाए। अस्थि मात्र होई रहे शरीरा, तदपि मनाग मनहि नहीं पीरा। प्रभु सर्वज्ञ दास निज जानी, गति अनन्य तापस नृप नारी। मागु मागु बरु भय नभ बानी, परम गंभीर कृपामृत सानी। मृतक जियावनी गिरा सुहाई, श्रवण रंध्र होई उर जब आई। हृष्ट पृष्ठ तन भय सुहाय, मानहु अबहि भवन ते आए। And with that, we have come to the end of the recitation in Avadi from Doha number 139 to 144. And now I'm going to read out the translation in English. And just to recap, in the last video, we had completed the beautiful story of sage Narada, and how this story was one of the reasons of Lord Vishnu had to take Lord Ram's avatar and come on earth. So that is a wonderful story. It was in 2 parts, so do go back if you want to know that story and if you have not heard that before. But otherwise, let's just get started with this part number 22. I'm going to start with Doha 139. In one kalpa, round of creation, it was for this reason that Lord Sri Hari assumed a human form. So Lord Shiva is telling Parvati that this was the reason that was mentioned in the previous part, the story of Narada cursing Sri Hari and telling him that the same way that you made me go through this embarrassment, you would be tortured and tormented because you will be separated from your beloved. And you gave me a face, an ugly face of a monkey face. So the same monkeys are going to be, are going to be your helpers in finding your beloved again. So in one kalpa, this was the reason that Lord Sri Hari assumed a human form. It is his vow to gladden the gods, to delight the virtuous, and to ease the earth of its burden. Thus, Sri Hari's birth and exploits are many. They are all charming, delightful, and marvelous. In every cycle of creation, the Lord manifests himself and enacts lovely sports of various kinds. And the great sages have on each such occasion sung his story in the most sacred ways, relating wonderful anecdotes of diverse kinds, hearing which the wise are not surprised at all. Infinite is Sri Hari, and infinite are his stories. Each saint sings and hears them in diverse ways. The lovely sports of Sri Ramachandra cannot be sung even in crores of kalpas. This episode, O Bhavani, has been narrated by me in order to show that even enlightened sages are deluded by Sri Hari's Maya. For example, Sage Narada. The Lord is sportive and a friend of the suppliant. He is easy to serve and rids one of all their sorrows. Doha 140. There is no god, man, or sage whom Sri Hari's powerful Maya cannot infatuate. Bearing this in mind, one should adore the Lord of this great Maya. By the way, I'm so sorry for this background noise. My son is really loud today. Continuing on. Hear, O daughter of the mountain king, another reason why the unbegotten, unqualified, and formless Brahma became the king of Ayodhya. So now Lord Shiva is going to tell another story. I shall relate at length the marvelous story connected with it. The Lord, whom you saw roaming in the forest with his brother, Lakshman, in the garb of hermits, and whose doings drove you mad in form of sati, to such an extent that the shadow of that madness haunts you even to this day, hear his exploits, which serve as a cure for the disease of delusion. So if you don't know what this is about, I would recommend that you go to the very beginning of Bal Kand and listen to those videos or read the text that I have provided, because this is mentioned in the earlier videos. The sportive deeds that were performed by the Lord in that birth, I shall relate them all to the best of my talents. Now, this is going back to that second layer of the storytelling. Yajnavalkya says, hearing Shankara's words, O Bharadwaja, Uma blushed and smiled with love. Shiva, who has a bull emblazoned on his standard. Now, when I say this, many a times you would hear me reading this out, especially in regards to different gods, because when Tulsidas has written down Bal Kand, or the whole Tulsidas Ramayana, he has written it in a very prose-like manner. So every time Lord Shankara is mentioned, Shiva is mentioned, or Lord Hari is mentioned, there's usually a little bit of that description along with their main characteristic is mentioned as well. So I'm going to read that as well, but just so that why it's being said, it's because it's mentioned and Tulsidas usually mentions. And this is pretty much a transliteration of what Tulsidas has written in Avdi. So going back to the transliteration, Shiva, who has a bull emblazoned on his standard, then began to relate the cause of the Lord's descent on that particular occasion. Doha 141. I proceed to tell you all about it, O Bharadwaja. Listen attentively. The story of Sri Ram that wipes out all the impurities of Kali age brings forth all blessings and is most charming. Now, where did I go? Okay, here we go. Swayambhu Manu had Satrupa as wife. Now the second story is starting. Of them was born this human race. So Manu and Satrupa were in Hinduism considered like the equivalent of Adam and Eve, and they were like the very first people who then gave rise to the whole entire human race. Satrupa, Manu had Satrupa as wife. Of them was born this human race, peerless in God's creation. The piety and conduct of the pair were excellent. The standard of morality set up by them is sung by the Vedas even to this day. Their son was King Uttanapad, who had a son, the celebrated devotee of Sri Hari, Dhruva. Manu's younger son was known as Priyavrata, who is mentioned with praise by the Vedas and the Puranas. They had a daughter too, Devahuti by name, who was the favorite consort of the sage Kardama, and who bore in her womb all-powerful and the benevolent King Kapila, the primal divinity, who is compassionate to the humble and who openly expounded the philosophy of Sankhya. Sankhya philosophy is especially predominantly found in Buddhism. So Lord Kapila was the one who basically expanded and talked about this philosophy of Sankhya. He was adept in the inquiry of ultimate principles. He ruled for a long period and followed the Lord's commands in form of the scriptural ordinance in every way. Doha 142. I have reached the 4th stage of my life, old age, while I am still living under the roof of my house as a householder. But I have not yet lost my relish for the pleasures of senses. Manu said to himself. He felt sorely distressed at heart that his life had been wasted without devotion to Sri Hari. Manu then resigned the throne to his sons and departed to the forest with his wife. Preeminent of all holy places is the celebrated Naimi Sharanya, the modern Nimsar in Awadh, which is most sacred and bestows success on those striving for realization. Multitudes of sages and adepts live there. Glad of heart, King Manu proceeded to that place. Passing along the road, the king and the queen of resolute mind looked like incarnation of spiritual wisdom and devotion, respectively. On reaching the bank of Gomti, they bathed with delight in the limpid stream. Adepts and enlightened sages came to see them, recognizing in the royal sage a champion of virtues. The sages reverently took them to all the holy and lovely spots that were scattered around. With emaciated bodies and clad in hermit's robes, they daily listened to the Puranas in the assembly of saints. Doha 143. They further devoutly repeated the 12-lettered mantra, that is, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, the ultimate mantra for Sri Hari. Their mind was fondly devoted to the lotus feet of Lord Vasudeva, the all-pervading Vishnu. They lived on vegetables, fruits, and roots and meditated on Brahma, the Absolute, who is truth, consciousness, and bliss combined. Eventually, they started undergoing penance for the sake of Sri Hari, giving up roots and fruits for water alone. Their hearts ever clamored, let us see with our eyes that Supreme Lord, who is without attributes, without parts, and without beginning or end, who is contemplated upon by the exponents of the highest reality, whom the Vedas describe in negative terms such as not this, who is bliss itself, unconditioned and without comparison, and from a particle of whose being emanate a number of Shambhus, Brahmas, and Vishnus. Even such a Lord is subordinate to the will of his devotees and assumes for their sake a form suitable for sport. If the above utterance of Vedas is true, our desire will be surely accomplished. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to read this again and try and break it down and, just maybe explain it a little bit to the best of my abilities. So their hearts clamored, ever clamored, let us see with our eyes that Supreme Lord, who is without attributes, without parts, without beginning or end, who is contemplated upon by the exponents of highest reality. So even the highest realized sages contemplate on his form, whom the Vedas describe in negative terms such as not this, not this. Now this is very interesting, and this has been mentioned before as well. The exact word Tulsidas used to explain this was neti neti, and this means that the form of this absolute divinity is you cannot describe it. There are no words ever. There can be no words ever that can be used to describe. And so what you can do is you can describe by eliminating other attributes. So not this, not this, not this, not this, so you are eliminating, if that makes sense, to point to that absolute form, which again, there is no one word to describe him. So even the Vedas use negative terms such as not this, not this. Who is bliss itself, unconditioned and without comparison, and from a particle of whose being emanate a number of Shambhus, Brahmas, and Vishnus. Even such a Lord is subordinate to the will of his devotees. So even that absolute form has to listen to his devotees, is subordinate to his devotees, and assumes for their sake a form suitable for sport. If the above utterance of Vedas is true, our desire will surely be accomplished. Next we have Doha number 144. In this way, 6,000 years elapsed, even while they lived on water. Then for another 7 millennia, they lived on air alone. For 10,000 years, they refused even to inhale air, and they remained standing on one leg. Beholding their great penance, Brahma, Hari, and Hara repeatedly called on Manu and tempted him in many ways, saying, "Ask for a boon." But the king and the queen were most resolute and did not swerve in spite of the deity's efforts to deflect them from their course. Although their frame had been reduced to a mere skeleton, there was not the least anguish in their hearts. The omniscient Lord now recognized the king and queen as his own servants. The ascetic couple solely depended on him. Finally, Hari, in a most deep voice, thundered from heaven, "Ask, ask for a boon." The voice was steeped in the nectar of compassion and was so charming that it infused life into the dead. Entering through the cavity of the ears, when it reached their very heart, they found their body attractive, animated and robust as before, as if they had just returned from home. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. We will continue with this story in the next video. Ram Ram.